As you can see, I am standing outside today. It's because we're going to be working with polyester resin, which smells awful. I'm going to be making Micarta or G10 today out of paper or construction paper, and I'm going for a red and black, just 50-50. I have about 36 sheets here. So yeah, I'll see how much resin I'll need for that. So what you're going to need for this, you're going to need a mixing cup, everything plastic. This one's just a fancy plastic spoon. Everything needs to be plastic so it won't stick. You're going to need a press. This one's very simple, 3 pieces of wood screwed together just to make the size that I want. And then a top piece, everything covered in wax paper. And as you can see, I have a slight breeze here today. I hope that won't be a problem. So baking paper, an absolute must, because it won't stick to the baking paper. And we're going to need our material. You can make this out of all kinds of materials: paper, cotton, denim jeans. You can do it with just about anything that's able to absorb the resin. You're going to need some clamps for the finishing process to push everything together. And yeah, I think that's about it. So I am going to prepare my workspace here first. I'm going to put some baking paper down. Something like that. And this is actually where I'm going to have all the pieces and the resin in. There we go. I'm going to lay my papers here. Alright, now I need to mix up the polyester resin. I'll do that. Take my cup here, and this is a 2-component. It's a catalyst or a hardener, and the resin itself. Without that one, the resin won't cure, and it's just going to stay soft and smelly. It's extremely smelly. So put this down here. So I am going to need 150, around there, 150 grams. I'm using grams. So I'm going to measure that out. Of course, depends on how much resin you need, depending on the material you're using, how much of the resin you will actually need to fully impregnate the material. Just going to put this back on. And if you have the option of doing this outside, I would highly recommend that. This is smelly business, and it takes quite a while to air out of the workshop. I'm going to need 3 grams of this, the hardener or catalyst. There we go. And I move this one to the side and start mixing it up. You need to mix this very well. Read the instructions and follow them because it's very important that it gets mixed properly. Be around there now. There we go. And I have 2 pair of gloves on each hand, just in case the gloves start falling apart or something like that, or when your hands are getting really messed up, you can just take 1 pair off and then you're ready to go again. So I am just going to take the first layer, put it down here, and then start applying the resin. I'm just going to dip my fingers in. I'm fully saturated with the resin. There, and flip it around. I'm only going to do this with the first one just to make sure I have some resin on the bottom as well. And I would rather have a little bit too much resin and a little bit too little. And then I'm just going to take another piece of paper. I'm just going to sandwich it on top. And be sure to prepare everything before you actually start dipping your fingers. You can use a paintbrush and stuff like that as well, but I find I don't know, I think it works fine with just the fingers. Then I am just going to continue piling them up like this, applying resin on each layer, only the top layer, because it should be enough with the bottom, and the resin gets into the other piece of paper. So I'm going to fast forward here. I'm not going to make you watch everything. Alright, this is going to be the last sheet. I actually have a few left there, but I don't have enough resin. But I think the thickness is good enough. I think that'll be okay. I'll know that till next time. And I'm actually going to be making a few more of these that I can use for my knife handles. So I'm going to show you, once this is finished, I'm going to show you a few of the pieces that I did. So I have a few sheets, like 8 left here, but that shouldn't be a problem. So now I'm going to take off one pair of my gloves to make this a little bit easier to work with. Okay, now I have a clean pair of gloves again. There we go. Now I just need to pack this in. Try to keep it as straight as I can. Make sure that everything's completely empty here. It is quite cold outside. The actual working time is around 20 minutes, but since it's so cold, it won't start the hardening process as fast. So I'm just going to start wrapping this in. I'll try to get as much of the air out as I can, which can be quite difficult. There, again, straighten it up, and then just flip it around. There, we have our piece there. I'm going to take the press. Put it in. The thickness I chose on this actually was completely decided by the width of the paper. So here I can get 3 pieces with, from each paper. So trying not to waste too much of it. Now I'm actually going to take my gloves completely off, so I don't mess up my clamps. Just going to give it a tiny amount of pressure to begin with, because you want it to be as even as possible. Not too much pressure, and then the resin's gonna start pushing out. I'm not going to do more than that. They're stuck, but they're not forcing it down too much, and the resin's already pouring out on both sides. So I have a different room for this where I can put it in, where it's about 20 degrees Celsius, so it will cure a little bit faster. But I'm going to do 2 more of these, and I'm going to show you the results of all 3 when I'm finished. I'm going to do different color combinations. So yeah, I'm excited to see how this will turn out. Alright, I have now made 3 pieces, and this is the last one, or actually the one I was doing in the video. Haven't opened it yet. So this is what it looks like when you've finished it. Take it out, and it's gonna look like this. I'm just gonna put this to the side. So this is what it's gonna look like. I'm just gonna wrap it up. I'm hoping that the colors will look nice. Looks good, I think. Alright, you see here some extra or some spare resin. Everything is just pouring out. So this is what it looks like. I'm pretty amazed by this stuff, that I can make this easily out of paper. And I kept the colors quite nice, even though it actually gets a little brown, green, yellow, something, I don't know. Alright, and I've made that one, and I have an orange one with blacks and greys. There, and I have a black one with steel grey, it was called. But I'm kind of worried that it's disappeared. It looks completely black. I'm gonna trim the edges and sand it a little bit, and I'll show you the results. Thanks for watching, and looking forward to making some handle scales with this new material that I have here.